We're all here tonight because we love sports, right? Playing sports has been a major part of our lives for many years. Now, if you're anything like me, your parents chose the sport you're going to play when you're about this high off the ground. Now, for me, having both my parents and a much older brother that played basketball, as you can probably imagine, I was forced in that direction. But, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm glad it worked out the way it did. Some of my favorite memories have been because of basketball, starting from the very beginning. One of my first memories I ever had of myself was when I was just a little toddler. I would watch my mom and my older brother. They would play 1v1 against each other. And, little 4-year-old me watching, I thought that was like the coolest thing in the world. I mean, I could have watched them for hours. But, of course, all good things must come to an end, right? Eventually, by the time I was in first grade, my brother moved out of the house, and Dad never really being around. Most of my childhood, it was just me and my mom. Now, she was older than what you might expect. She had a lot of health issues, and, towards the end, she never really took care of herself as well as she should have. But, regardless of any of that, that did not stop her one bit from being my personal trainer of choice. That would be in the gym with me near every day, working on drills, baseline to baseline sprints, doing drills, rebounding my shots. Whatever I wanted her to do, whatever I asked her, she would do it, no questions asked. Now, growing up as a little kid, almost always I would just cruise through youth basketball. I was always the biggest kid on the team. I remember my sophomore year of high school, that's when I really started getting a little overconfident in myself. I was the starting center of our team. I thought I was like the coolest kid in school. I really did. I had no idea just how lucky I was to be in the position I was in then, and I certainly had no idea how much I would miss out on future memories I could have made if I had made better decisions with myself. Because unfortunately, by the time I was 16, almost 17, I was out with some friends doing stupid stuff. I actually ended up getting in a car accident. I broke parts of both my legs and my hand. And, it was not too long after this that my mom's health really took a turn for the worse. She actually got diagnosed with heart disease. And, for the two of us, this is a really dark time for us because it made us realize that days of us being in the gym together, just the two of us or at our court, those days were gone. I mean, with me being injured and her sick, we were never going to be able to do that again. So, of course, we just do the next best thing, which for us would be for me to come home from school, her from work, and we would just watch the basketball on TV. And we did that every day for years, for hours on end. That's what we did. We were the people that watched basketball. Until the worst day of my life happens. It's Wednesday morning. I'm sitting here in class, about 10 a.m., right here in this very building. My brother was in town visiting us because towards the end, my mom really needed someone at the house. He gives me a text and says, hey, things aren't looking good here, so just give me a call. Walk out in the hallway, pick up the phone. He says, son, 5 minutes ago, her heart just gave out. Come home. In that moment, I was so lost. I was distraught. My head was spinning. My face was numb. I'm sure I probably looked all white and gray and everything. I'm sure it probably took me 20, 30 minutes really to pull myself together, to walk back in the classroom, probably looking like a zombie. I talked to my teacher. I pulled him aside. I told him what was going on. Of course, he let me go. And by the time I get back to the house, there's a whole crowd. There's cops, ambulance, undertaker, some neighbors, friends, people that knew her. Everyone's there. I talked to the sheriff for a while. Said, hey, got everything ready. The stretcher's right here. Just waiting for you to say goodbye. Walk in the house, same living room where we probably watched 1,000 games together. There's Julian's there already, waiting for me. We say a couple prayers in our native language, and that's it. Wait the undertaker, and she's gone. Guess no one ever told me how much it hurts to say goodbye when the person's already gone. And even to this day, even though a whole year after that happened, more than a year, I still get people come up to me like, hey man, heard your mom died. How do you get over that? And it's a good question. As you can tell, I don't really have an answer to that. All I will say is that, eventually, with anything, time will heal, right? You'll have a great appreciation for who she was and what she did, and you'll be able to move on from that. Now, for me, what helped me heal was realizing that she gave me everything she had. She couldn't have tried any harder than she did, whether it was, cheering for me, every time I would play a game or every time I would want to watch a game on the TV, she'd be there with me when she could be doing anything else. She wouldn't do that with me because that's what I wanted to do. And, as I was having this epiphany, if you want to call it that, about my mother's life, I realized something about myself, too. All of my life, I was the complete opposite. Here I am, naturally gifted, taller, athletic guy that can play basketball, but, I threw it all away. I chose to make some bad decisions. I hung out with the wrong crowd, and that's gone. So my message to all the student athletes in here who are, athletic gifted and talented, which in some way or another is all of you, make smarter, responsible decisions with yourself, not just with your sports career, but with your life in general, because everything can end in a heartbeat if you're not careful. You have no idea how much you're going to want it back until you wake up one morning and realize it's gone. And to all your parents out there, especially you who have kids and student athletes, the one thing all of us athletes love is sports, right, obviously. And the things you love in life don't mean anything if you don't have anybody you love to share it with. So the best thing you can do for your kids is also the easiest thing. And that's just to be there. Be there for every moment, be there for every shot, be there for every touchdown, be there for every home run, be there for every, whatever it is. Just be there. Because, well, tomorrow may always be appreciated. So, tomorrow's never guaranteed, man. It's like I said in the beginning, all good things must come to an end. But what I realize now is that with the good things, go the good people. So if I haven't said it already, I'll say it now. I'll say it tomorrow, and I'll say it again and again, because some of y'all don't know how true this really is. Every moment counts. Thank you.